They say it takes courage to confess your love. But what happens when the courage of one heart becomes the laughter of another? This is the story of a girl who gave everything, only to be mocked for the very love she carried. Aisha was 20, a quiet, thoughtful girl with dreams larger than her little world. She wasn't the kind of girl who got noticed in crowded places. She wasn't the loudest, the boldest, or the prettiest in the room. But she had something rare, a pure heart that believed in love. And then there was Daniel, charming, confident, surrounded by people wherever he went, the kind of boy everyone liked. To Aisha, he wasn't just handsome. He was everything. His smile made her day brighter. His voice, even when talking to others, felt like music. She kept her feelings hidden for months. She thought maybe, just maybe, if she stayed close, if she supported him, he would feel the same. Aisha became his shadow. When he needed notes in class, she had them ready. When he was sick, she was the first to check in. When he was sad, she was the quiet listener no one else cared to be. Her friends noticed. "Why don't you just tell him?" they asked. But Aisha would smile nervously and reply, "He deserves someone better." I'm not enough. But in her heart, she wrote his name on every page of her diary. Months turned into a year, and Aisha's feelings only grew. She watched him date other girls, flirt around, and still, she stayed. Until one evening, after weeks of sleepless nights, she decided. I'll tell him. I'll tell him everything. I don't care if he rejects me. At least I'll know I tried. She bought a small gift, a simple watch she saved up for with her part-time job. She thought of words, rewrote them 100 times. Her hand shook, but her heart told her, "Be brave." It was after class. The hallway was almost empty. She walked up to him, her heart racing faster than it ever had before. "Daniel," she whispered, holding the gift in trembling hands. He turned, surprised. "Yeah? What's up?" Aisha took a deep breath. I really like you. I've liked you for a long time. I don't know if you'll feel the same, but I just wanted you to know." She held out the little box with the watch. The world stopped for her. This was the moment her entire heart had waited for. Daniel looked at her. For a second, she saw something in his eyes. Maybe surprise, maybe confusion. But then, he laughed. Not a nervous laugh, not a gentle one. A cruel, mocking laugh. "You? You like me? Seriously?" He smirked. He turned to his friends, who had just walked up. "Guys, listen to this. She just proposed to me. Can you believe it?" They laughed too. Aisha's face burned red, tears already stinging her eyes. The box slipped from her hands. She wanted to disappear. Daniel picked up the watch, opened it, and said with a sneer, "Keep your money." "I don't need cheap gifts." Those words cut deeper than knives. Aisha ran as fast as she could, her tears blinding her path. That night, she cried until her pillow was soaked. She replayed the moment in her mind 1,000 times. The laughter, the humiliation, the rejection. And for the first time, she hated herself for loving him. Her diary that night read, "I thought love was about courage. But maybe it's just about cruelty. Maybe I was a fool for believing someone like him could see me as more than a joke." But pain doesn't last forever. Slowly, Aisha realized something. Daniel's laughter didn't define her worth. His rejection didn't mean she was unlovable. It only meant he wasn't the one. She threw away the diary filled with his name. She started writing about herself instead. Her goals, her dreams, her future. She joined new groups, made real friends, and discovered her own strength. Months later, Daniel tried to approach her again. But this time, Aisha didn't tremble. She walked past him with confidence. Because once a girl learns her worth, she never settles for less again. She gave her heart with courage, but he mocked her love with cruelty. What he didn't know was that in breaking her, he awakened her strength, and sometimes the greatest love story is the one you learn to write with yourself. He laughed at her love. He mocked her feelings. But life has a way of turning tables. This is what happened after Aisha walked away. After that day, Daniel thought he had won. To him, it was just a joke, a funny story to tell his friends. Remember how that quiet girl confessed to me? What a loser. His friends laughed. His ego grew, and Aisha's name became nothing but gossip in his circle. He never realized how deeply he had broken her. He never cared. But the thing about ego, it doesn't last forever. Meanwhile, Aisha was changing. At first, her nights were filled with tears, but slowly, pain turned into power. She stopped sitting in the back of the classroom, hiding in her shadows. She joined a debating society, spoke on stage, and for the first time, people noticed her voice. She made new friends, focused on her career, and discovered confidence she never knew she had. And something magical happened. The more she stopped chasing him, the more the world started chasing her. One afternoon, Daniel saw her. She was laughing with a group of students, her eyes shining in a way he had never noticed before. For the first time, she wasn't the quiet girl running behind him. She was different, stronger. Daniel smirked, but something deep inside felt strange. She looks better than before. And then the seed of regret was planted. Time passed, and Daniel's charm began to fade. His friends moved on. His casual relationships ended, and the people who once laughed at his jokes found new things to laugh about. But Daniel? He was stuck in the same cycle of fake smiles and empty nights. That's when he remembered her. Aisha, the girl who once looked at him like he was her world, the girl he mocked, the girl he lost. One evening, fate played its game. Daniel saw Aisha again, this time at a seminar. She wasn't alone. She was standing on stage, giving a powerful speech about self-worth and resilience. The audience clapped. People admired her. And Daniel? He couldn't move. This wasn't the same girl he laughed at. This was a woman who had turned her pain into strength. When the event ended, he tried to approach her. "Hey, Aisha. Long time, huh?" he said nervously. She looked at him. For a moment, silence filled the space. Then she simply replied, "Yes, a long time," and walked past him with the same calm confidence she once wished she had. Daniel stood frozen. For the first time, his laughter was gone. In its place was regret. He realized he had mocked the only girl who truly loved him, not for his looks, not for his popularity, but for who he was. But it was too late. Aisha had moved on. She no longer needed his approval. She had found herself. Her diary that night read, "He laughed when I gave him my heart. But today, I laughed in silence when he tried to come back. Because love is not about begging. Love is about respect. And the girl he mocked is the woman he will never deserve." He mocked her love, but life mocked him in return. She found strength in her scars, while he was left with nothing but regret. And that is the lesson. Never laugh at someone's pure love, because one day you might need the very heart you once broke.